Okay, Gigglers, I have a bit of a cocktail revelation to share. Hannah and I are obsessed with espresso martinis and have found the secret ingredient for them. It's Mr. Black. Mr. Black is a cold brew coffee liqueur made from 100% specialty grade coffee and vodka. It's unlike any coffee liqueur. It's not too sweet, and it makes the perfect espresso martini. I'm all about cultivating a vibe in my new apartment, and the first thing I make whenever people come over is an espresso martini with Mr. Black. Mr. Black carefully selects and roasts their coffee, and the cold brew process gives a delicious, unique flavor. Try Mr. Black for the ultimate espresso martini at their website, mrblack.co. That's mrblack.co. Please drink responsibly. Mr. Black Coffee Liqueur, 25% alcohol, by volume, Diageo, New York, New York.
Sup, Gigglers?
Gary, fix the Wi-Fi. We can't be managed. I mean, the day just got away from me.
What's up, you guys? This is a very special episode of Giggly Squad. We're going to have more giggles than usual because we have our first ever guests. We have Jake and Matt, who are two Southern queens from the podcast Reality Gaze, who happen to be a clinical psychologist, Matt is, and Jake is a life coach and a teacher, so we need them in our lives. Welcome to Giggly Squad. Welcome to the squad.
Oh my, I feel like we need applause.
Hannah, that was the most amazing introduction.
I
like,
agree.
this is why she gets paid the big bucks. Like, that was flawless.
I'm like, who?
I was like, oh my God, is she going to stumble on her words?
Who are you introducing? Because it's just, I'm sitting here in what looks like a bunk bed.
In his
In
office.
my office,
Yes.
in my small, ridiculous apartment in Los Angeles.
Thank y'all for having
you
us.
for having
I'm
us.
Maddie, just so people know my voice. I'm Maddie, and that other screeching queen is Poodle, a.k.a. Jake.
And the parrot that's screeching at you is Jake.
So Jake, we call Poodle. What would you guys call Paige? Because we call her,
yeah.
I'll tell you what I call her. In Giggly Squad, we call her a cricket because we think she has the body type of a cricket.
Do you rub your legs together and sound emits?
Yes.
Only on special
Ooh.
nights.
I think cricket's good. I like it.
I
It's
love
cute.
cricket. I feel like someone had given me that name as an insult. And so you know what I did? Took that right around and turned it into a compliment because I feel like crickets have long, lean legs. And I was like, did you just call me skinny? And
Crickets are the
I
top
just love
models.
that.
They're the supermodels of the insect world.
We could call you, and this isn't a not skinny thing, we could call you Elephant because on this show, you remember everything.
That is
Remember
the
shit.
truth. You bring back receipts.
that is, you're right. That is not a skinny compliment, but I will take it for the brain
Imagine we call you
power.
Elephant.
Y'all originally friends before, or was it just an immediate connection? I know people have already asked you this, but I haven't heard this, but I'm interested. I know it's your show.
So we had met before because we worked for the same company, but Hannah worked like in the office, so I would only come in randomly.
Oh, okay.
And I told my mom this from the very beginning. When I first walked into the office, I was so nervous, and I saw Hannah, and I had this weird feeling with her. Like, you know when you see a friend from high school that you haven't seen for so
Yeah.
long, and it's just like normal, and you pick up, and you're like, hey, what's up? That's the exact feeling I felt when I met Hannah. But we had never really hung out outside in like the wild or like gone to dinner or anything. And then when we lived together, we realized we were sharing a room, and like from the first second we walked into our bedroom, we looked at each other and we were just like, we're best friends, right?
Aww.
And like from then on, it was just like that's
But
just
it's
how it
such interesting
happened.
friendship, I think, because if people look at us just on the outside, they wouldn't immediately be like, duh.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
very different.
We're different,
Yeah.
but I think we really have the same sense of humor, and we were able to get through so many ups and downs together by just like making each other laugh. And like when I impress Paige with my fashion, like I put on these nails and she loves them, like I can't express how happy that makes me. And then when I see Paige like do something like kind of sporty, it like really warms my heart.
You know, I understand.
Actually, she's
it's like
never
when-
done anything sporty. I take that back. We all got silent. We were like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
What-
when you
what-
said that, I
who-
was like, oh my God, what did I do?
It's like when I wear a new shirt and Jake looks at me and says, "You look less fat." I feel happy.
Or I'll say something like that. It suits your frame well. You fill it out well.
And I think it's also friendship is like you guys have to realize what you both don't give a shit about.
Yes.
And Hannah and I don't give a shit about literally anything. So that's really what bonded us too.
It's true. You know when there's that like one high maintenance friend that you're like, I could like you if you weren't so all over my shit all the time. Where Paige and I, like, we just never put pressure on each other. We have this thing where like we let each other cancel plans. Yeah. And like no friend lets you do that, but I'll be like, girl, I canceled last time. Stay home, do it. This was pre-pandemic. And we don't give each other pressure for anything, and I think that's important.
Yeah, but the shot of dopamine that happens when someone cancels plans.
Oh, it's insane.
Holy God.
One time I had invited Hannah to something, and I texted her like an hour before we were supposed to go, and I was like, look, I know I invited you to this, but if I were you, I would not show up. Like, I have to go, but, like, if I were you, there's no way I'm going to it. And she goes, wow, thank you so much. I'm not coming. And I was like, no, it's fine.
And that's when you know you got a real one on your hands.
Yeah, my boyfriend's done that for me. That's nice.
The fact that you guys are, like, clinical, the fact that you're smarter than us, and we love mental health. We love mental health moments on this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So we get a lot of advice. So why don't we start off with answering some advice, because I'd love to see what the professionals have to say.
Sure.
The first question, do I need a clit sucker vibrator?
Okay. Ironically,
we know something about this.
We know a lot. So we call our listeners, they call themselves sissies, and
like sissies, like
so
we were called little sissy boys
because we were called
younger.
Sissies in the South, and now
we're taking it back, like Paige did. Yeah,
I'm a sissy who sucks a mean dick, and you're gonna like it.
Sissies in a dick tree, just shake that dick tree.
But so I know about this because most of our listeners are women.
Mostly.
I would say, based off the women who have responded, we have whole Facebook and Twitter threads
Sex
about them.
vibrators. Yeah.
Get the click sucker because everyone says it's worth it. I've never tried one on my man pussy, but I will say that our listeners freak out about it.
I don't ever want to hear you lisp clit sucker again in my life. Ever. It made me feel disgusting.
That's the sound of a clit getting sucked. That's what it sounds like.
It's true.
But yeah, I say get that clit sucker. I think you'll be better off for it. Ain't nothing wrong with getting yours. And however you can get it, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. Get it.
Poodle just ordered a machine because he's been in quarantine for like 8 months.
I need a machine. Like
that's what I call my boyfriend.
Here's the thing about like toys as a girl. Mm-hmm. I sometimes get really nervous because I'm like, what is the point of a boyfriend now? There's nothing.
Tell me about it, girl.
There's literally nothing in my life that I need one for. Like,
but to all the guys who get nervous about like, oh, she's gonna replace me.
They should
like, get a personality, bro. Learn how to form a fucking sentence and stop cheating. That's what I say.
I totally agree with you, and I know dating is hard, especially for women in New York, because it's just everywhere. Mm-hmm. And it's hard just to get them, because living in New York is kind of like living in LA in a different kind of way. Everyone's got kind of like some log line to sell you about their life, and they're trying to, but it's sometimes easier just to go home, watch porn, jerk it, get your toy, you're done for the night. You can go watch some Lifetime. See
Mariska Hargitay be a badass.
I know.
And feel empowered. But Jake says, Poodle says, because he again is from South Carolina, and we recap Southern Charm, so we've been doing that show for 3 years. But he said what about that show, and I think this is true for New York, that I feel like a lot of New York guys have Peter Pan syndrome of just because everything's out there, they never want to grow up ever.
I love that it's like they've been studying the male species of New York City, and we're like, yep, this is our life. But also one more thing to say about clit suckers, clit suckers. I think that the worst thing ever is when a guy's going down on you, and like people romanticize a guy going down on you, like, oh, go down on me, it's gonna be amazing. Sometimes it's like way worse than any. Like, first of all, he's in my labia lips, and I'm like, it's too personal for me. And
Majora
then he doesn't know what he's doing. Yes. He's a doctor. They don't know what I'm doing. I mean, no one knows what's happening. So I prefer control it on your own. You know exactly how you orgasm, and it feels like a guy knows what he's doing.
I mean, as someone who doesn't go towards that territory. I've done it before, and I didn't know what I was doing. I definitely needed some type of sensei to tell me, because it's like an undiscovered country. There's this over here. It's like a carnival. There's so much going on.
Well, I
didn't realize it had as many holes as it had. Our listeners had to tell me.
Y'all,
You guys,
sorry, go ahead.
Now that we're in it, can you give us some amazing blowjob tips?
Oh, now you've come to the right people.
Let me put my blindfold on so I feel like I'm where I need to be. Poodle, I'll let you go first.
I would say, yes, the mouth is quite important. Two things. Don't ignore the use of your hands to cup balls, or the hands to kind of like you're on a pottery wheel, kind of. You know, you're spinning that
like
around.
Like you're Demi Moore in Ghost.
Yeah, you're ghosting.
Yeah.
So you're not squeezing.
No, you're not squeezing. You're kind of
squeezing.
You're shifting things
God,
around.
Hannah,
No. Poking. You're not poking.
No, I would say think bigger picture.
Think long
instead
term.
Of think long term.
Well, I think that's also
And come up for air.
Come up for air. Mix it up. Men, for your if you're like us, for your 4 straight men who listen to your show, maybe you have more than us. The best thing you can do to get a good blowjob is to take care of your shit. Trim it, clean it,
Amen.
Wash it, put a body scrub on it, a good sugar scrub. I mean, whatever. So that's for men. But for women or men who are partaking of the penis, I would say, again, like Poodle, definitely don't forget the balls. And don't forget the taint.
Yes.
You do a little massage down there.
That's in between the balls. I mean,
Yes.
the butt and the
The
balls.
balls.
Taint your butt,
Yes, the butt and
taint
the
your
ball.
balls.
There's also a little bit of you can do things like you can have your mouth around the penis, but you don't have to be sucking it. You could be breathing around it. You could be flicking it with your tongue a little bit. Also, because it's just a thing with guys. I'm telling you.
I love that Paige is just leaning in for this.
Yeah, she's like,
notes.
Paige literally just grabbed popcorn from off the screen and it's just
Sheryl
eating
Sandberg
it, y'all.
leaning in.
My turtleneck just got really hot. I was like, oh my God, what do I have to do?
Sorry,
Should I be
interrupted
writing
you.
this
I just needed
down?
to say that. Okay.
No, that's fine. And then I will just say, looking up at them
The
is
best.
Yeah, I
The
think
best.
that's my signature move.
And y'all, I don't even care if you're sucking a 3-inch dick. If you tell a guy, if you start talking about how amazing their dick is, they're gonna come in a minute.
This is my problem. How many times can I say your dick is so big, your dick's so big, it's so good,
Well, we
it's
all
so
know
hard.
it's not. We all know it's not.
I only have so many words to use, you know.
There's just
I
so
say
many
big,
synonyms
hard.
for big. You know?
It's so smooth.
Its texture is quite appealing.
Grande. Yeah.
I understand. I'm more of a keep it realer when that,
okay.
and I'm less of a
You
my
say
God.
above
you're-
average.
Yeah,
You go, "This is above
I'll
average."
say, or I'll come up with things like this tastes good, or I approve, or
You know what?
I'm less of a talker. I've actually one time a guy wouldn't shut his fucking mouth when he was on top of me, and he was like, look, and I went, yeah, we're gonna put this over your mouth. I can't hear anymore.
I feel like too, if you don't know how to talk about the dick size, and maybe this is just because Poodle and I've slept the gamut. We're our assholes are like a small world. Every country's been in there. Okay? But a lot of men like hearing about how much of a man they are.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can't use the word cute. I learned that.
No.
Cute little penis. No, thank you.
No, they still like the word stud.
Okay.
I know that sounds horrible. A hunk, all those things that are these gross 80s
no one
masculine
says
words.
hunk. No, I will veto that one.
You know what?
Power Ranger.
And yeah,
Yeah.
I have an embarrassing
You're my Superman,
story.
whatever.
stallion.
I was
That's a good one.
I was about to, sorry, Mom, I'm so sorry about this. I was about to give this guy head one time, and I was pleasantly surprised with what I saw. And I said, wow, good for you. Good for you. You're out
Yeah.
here on the streets, and this is what you're working with. I'm happy for you.
Mm-hmm.
He was so offended.
Yeah.
brought it up again the next day and was like, could you have been any more surprised? And I was like, I was giving you a compliment. Didn't know that's what you were working with. Like, your personality didn't show me that's
his
what
shit.
you had.
Paige.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Talk
That's
about it with
his
your
shit.
therapist.
And that is our mental health moment.
Yes.
Am I right?
That's
He's
your
projecting his own.
That's
You can
your-
explain that further.
No, I'm just saying that is when you hear someone, you're like, but why? And they can't explain it to you, and then you're saying, but I meant this, and you're trying your best to explain, and they're just shutting you down everywhere, and then this bolt from the blue hits you and goes, oh, that's theirs, not mine.
This isn't about me.
It's a wonderful thing to realize.
99% of the time when someone's upset at you, it's not about y'all.
Yeah.
It's like
all the trolls in my DMs.
That's so
yes,
true.
or even what happens on your show. We see it. We see, like, I remember watching the episode where, like, Kyle, when the whole Giggly Squad thing,
that's him.
Kyle freaked out
That's
about you on
his
the
shit.
table. It was all about his with this wedding. It had nothing to do with both of you.
Okay, so next question. That was just our first advice question that we let go on a journey with. This girl said she's been facing a lot of rejection lately. What's your advice on how to move past it, especially when you have a couple rejections in a row?
Oh, I could take this.
Go for it.
So, first of all, when you're dealing with rejection, I would say one of the best things you can do, my cousin's kind of dealing with this right now, give yourself allotted times you can deal with it. So instead of wallowing, like maybe, of course, when it first happens, give yourself a couple of days where you're just like watching whatever on Netflix for 2 days. But then after that, tell yourself, okay, Matt, you've got an hour today from 3 to 4. I can wallow in this and feel terrible about myself. But then at 4 o'clock, I've got to get my ass up. I've got to do the things I normally do. I've got to make plans for myself, because everybody needs to wake up. We always eat, and I think we realize this in this pandemic. I truly believe everybody needs something to look forward to every day.
So true.
Whatever that is, even if it's just like you want to make a great peanut butter and jelly sandwich, whatever. It needs to be something to look forward to. So that's my first advice in the rejection is, because when you're thinking about so much of why, only let yourself do that for limited amounts of time.
Yeah.
Paige, why don't you tell them what your mom tells you when you get rejected?
Since high school, if a guy has not liked me, and I say like, oh, Mom, this guy broke up with me, or I don't think he likes me, she goes, Paige, it's okay because he's gay and he just doesn't like girls, but that's fine. You can't satisfy him.
I love that.
And so from now on, if I ever get rejected, I'm just like, should we go shopping and become best friends? Because obviously you don't like women. It's okay. I think we'd be better friends.
I think that is extremely healthy.
Yeah.
That's very healthy.
I would just say, to add to that, I love that idea of needing to wallow, knowing that someone rejecting you has nothing to do with your internal value. And that rejection, yes, it was them assessing. Number one, you don't even know what someone's thinking. You never really do. But it's them assessing that you're not right for them. And I've actually had to say to people, I'm usually the rejector, seemingly, unfortunately, in my life. But I've had to say, I just don't think we're a good match. When that's been said to me, it's hard to hear. But at the same time, I'm thinking, yes, that's what happens. They were evaluating kind of my qualities with their qualities, and in a very unemotional way, saying, yep, doesn't compute in this way.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that like they're better, or people aren't, even when you
No.
leave someone to be with someone else, it's finding that right fit. I'm very into like the universe has a path for us, and
Yep.
you can try to go off it, but like
Same.
things will happen to kind of push you back in it, and you could fight it and you could go that other path and it will suck.
Yeah.
So when someone rejects me or a job rejects me, I think like, oh, I can't wait what other door is actually supposed to open for me. Because you ever know those guys that you're like, thank God I moved past that,
Yeah.
or I would have been stuck with that for 5 years, wouldn't have met that person, wouldn't have got that job. So I take rejection as like a guidance.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
If Poodle and I, if Jake and I had done what we wanted to originally do, we would both be living in the South. We'd be very obese, and we'd be church organ directors.
And I would be a part-time florist.
Yeah, and we'd love our wife Candy
And
and how we do crafts together.
Yeah. My wife Wanda, my favorite person in the world. We love to watch Love Actually every week.
Oh. That's what you say every year. That's hilarious. Okay, final advice question. Should I message my ex on his birthday tomorrow?
How good do you look? And what are you sending?
How do your boobs look good? Yeah, or what do you is the message just a text that says,
I guess she'd say happy birthday.
yeah.
I think for me, it's what is your hope in doing
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
I'm really
What's your
big about
goal?
what's your hope. I even asked y'all before we did. It's like, what's your hope in doing this? What's your hope in doing that? Was it, and what will that serve for you?
Right.
And because I think a lot of times, especially women in our culture in the United States, it's something I love about both of you. I think why I connected to y'all is, and it was, you can tell you're from the North, where we grew up in the South, because women where we're from often are trained much more to be docile and
Softer.
subservient
Yeah.
to mean to men.
Like the kind of girl that Jordan wants. Yeah, nice and sweet girl.
Oh my God.
We're cutthroat. We're like JWoww cutthroat.
I love it. I know.
Fuck you
But
and then rip
you're
your head
confident.
off.
You're confident, and you can tell. And again, I remember when Jake and I did teach summer camp, and there was a lot of girls from, even young girls from New York, who were like, "Wow, they're so much more confident than I think women are kind of conditioned to be where we're from." So I think I think it's definitely like you can trust yourself and know that if you're messaging this person, are you messaging just to say hi, or are you giving them your self-worth?
Right. And you're looking for some kind of approval back from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so not into dipping into the X pond ever. And so, right, it's like, what do I want? That little piece of attention, that potentially to do the same fucking thing I already did. I think it's a beautiful thing to just like move forward and go cold turkey with anyone in your past. You give it a try.
There's so much dick out there. There's so much dick, y'all.
There's tons.
If he messaged me for my birthday, then I will reciprocate.
And then you
That's
fuck.
fair. Yeah.
And then I sleep with
That's
them.
fair.
Well, I'm just going to say, Paige is a little more forgiving with exes than I am.
If I'm going to message an ex for their birthday, it's not because I want to get back together with them. It's more I want them to realize like I'm an adult and I'm mature and we can have this like cordial friendship. If I still love that ex and want to get back together with them, I'm not messaging them for their birthday.
Exactly.
See, my thing is I have guy friends. Like, I don't need to message an ex to be like, so I know we got along, like you're someone in my life. No, I have guy friends who are actually guy friends that I've never had with. And when I dated someone, I normally is pretty emotional. So like, just stay out of that place. I don't know.
Hannah's very anti-ex. I like to go back at least 4 or 5 times, see if I made the right decision.
You know what? You're kind of like Poodle in that respect.
Yeah,
I'm more
I kind of like to keep dipping into that wick.
Which is ironic because we both have had the conversation. I've said, you're like Hannah and I'm totally Paige. And he's like, yes.
Yeah, but in a certain way, we're in different ways. Yeah.
It's also like
God,
I'm not trying to like up my body count. So let's recycle here, you know?
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Let's recycle. You're thinking about your carbon footprint, honey. I get you.
Reduce,
my
reuse,
gosh.
recycle.
Okay, I've already got HPV at this point. Let's just do it.
We all do.
I know. We all got it.
do.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
all-
Y'all got HPV out there. So just
If
stop
If you don't,
shaming
you're a
everybody.
loser.
If you haven't had gonorrhea once, you haven't lived.
Also, everyone gets chlamydia, and it's not as bad as the media makes it think.
Right.
Raising
Thank you.
awareness for chlamydia. It's a little tiny pill.
The holiday season can be stressful, but not with Nordstrom. They have a gift for everyone on your list, including yourself. Discover the best gifts and party dresses for festivities this holiday season. Get festive fashion advice from Nordstrom experts for free in stores, online, and the Nordstrom app. They have gifts for everyone. Stocking stuffers, gifts under $100, gift cards. Give whoever is on your list the perfect gift. The gift of choice. Gift cards let them explore Nordstrom on their own time. Explore more at Nordstrom in stores or online at Nordstrom.com or download the Nordstrom app. I'm always trying to get healthier, and whether it's your New Year's resolution or randomly during the year, you're like, this is the day I start to get healthier. Why don't you give Symbiotica a try next time? They're the only thing that I can always count on to consistently keep my health in check. They have these easy-to-take liposomal packets that make your supplements easy and quick to take. I genuinely trust Symbiotica with their ingredients, and there's so many supplements that contain harmful additives But Symbiotica's products are made clean and with intention. They don't contain seed oils or preservatives. My favorite is the magnesium. It helps with focus and sleep regulation. I also obviously love their liposomal vitamin C. I take those all the time, especially when I'm on planes. They're always in my carry-on bag. You guys have to get your hands on these products while their Black Friday sale is happening right now. Head over to Symbiotica.com for 25% off. That's Symbiotica.com for 25% off. And do something for your health today. If you're looking for stocking stuffers or the perfect set, then Way has something for everyone during Cyber Week sale. It's their biggest sale of the year, and you'll save 20% off site-wide from November 26th to December 2nd. I have pretty much every Way product there is, and I love all of them. Some of my favorites are their detox shampoo and their leave-in conditioner. I do a lot of things to my hair, so I always have a lot of product, a lot of damage. So the detox shampoo cleanses product buildup, hard water deposits, dirt, oil, other impurities, and it's safe for all hair types, including color-treated hair. And then their leave-in conditioner really helps hydrate and fight frizz for every hair type. And I definitely love a leave-in conditioner, especially if I'm doing a slick back bun. And if you're buying for someone else, whether your person has fine, medium, or thick hair or multiple hair concerns, Way's got you. There's so many ways to save this holiday. Thanks to the Cyber Week sale at Way from November 26th to December 2nd, go to THEOUAI.com for 20% off site-wide from November 26th to December 2nd. When you enter promo code Giggly, that's THEOUAI.com for 20% off with promo code Giggly. Listen up, because I have the perfect gift for people when you don't know what to get them. I have gifted Aura frames so many times. I gifted them to Craig's parents last year. It was the perfect gift, and I was literally racking my brain because I just could not come up with any ideas for a good gift. Aura frames are seamless and easy to use. You add photos with an app with unlimited storage. It's so easy for your older relatives and easy to set up for them. You can take your favorite holiday photo that you would share with your loved ones and the story behind it and just upload it to Aura, and then it will always play when their Aura is on. It helps you interact with your family and friends. And if you have any family members that are bad at technology, Aura is the perfect thing for them. And it's so easy to set up. It's so easy to add pictures. And it really is such a fun conversation starter. For a limited time, visit auraframes.com and get $45 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames by using promo code Giggly at checkout. That's AURA frames.com. Promo code Giggly. This exclusive Black Friday Cyber Monday deal is the best of the year, so don't miss out. Terms and conditions apply.
25% off fine jewelry. Sounds pretty good, right? Missouri's biggest sale ever is here. From November 25th through December 2nd, get 25% off everything on orders of $150 or more. From bold hoops to minimalist stacks and a few diamonds sprinkled in here and there, Missouri makes handcrafted fine jewelry for every day. Each piece is made with responsibly sourced materials so you can look and feel good about gifting and wearing them. Find something for everyone, especially yourself. Shop your wish list 25% off online at Missouri.com, in-store and in-app.
Paige, I think it's time for some front page news. Let's take this to the next level.
I don't even ever need my notes like the past couple weeks because everything has been so in your face and I'm up on it all. Okay. Elizabeth Chambers, obviously we'll talk about the Army Hammer stuff because I'd love to know your take on it. Elizabeth Chambers has been posting on Instagram now. She was saging her house and she posted like how much sage is too much sage, asking for a friend.
So she's like laughing about it kind of?
I mean, she put out a statement.
She's having a sense of humor.
Saying like, I didn't realize how much I didn't know. I support any victim of assault or abuse and urge anyone who has experienced this pain to seek the help she or he needs to heal.
So she's basically hinting that he's never shown an inkling of that side to him to her.
Here's the thing. She has to say that. She has to say that.
Wow.
I think it's crazy that like we're not even addressing that he's also cheated on her for all of these years. We're like, yeah. No, it's fine. Like, we
That's
got it.
abusive in itself.
He cheated on you.
Yeah.
But he's also
Yeah.
a cannibal. Like, we're focusing on the cannibal thing, which, like, rightfully so, because that's absolutely
Right.
insane. But no one has brought up at all that he's just cheated on her their
Yeah.
entire marriage.
It's totally like, I just see him as just this like serial cheater. Like, that's what and because you'd heard about that, the cannibalism stuff. I was kind of like, he was like, yeah, it just got too kinky, when I was talking. I'm like, I gotten kinky too, but I've never told someone I wanted to eat their heart.
And you're fucking
and I'm
freaky
deaky, and I'll go there with you. But I'm just trying to figure out if someone sent me that message. I'm like, it would go. Brrr. I was like, oh, good God, I need to this. I'm gonna block.
But when it's Army Hammer, you're like, oh, I guess I should be into it.
Right.
Well, I did. This is name drop, but because we live in Los Angeles, and so I was once. We used to live by Larchmont, and I remember I was eating, and he was like three tables down from me, and he's
He's
like
ridiculously gorgeous in person.
captivating.
He's ridiculously gorgeous. He's tall, y'all. As Poodle says, Poodle has the gift of BDF,
Big dick
of big
face.
dick face.
I can tell you.
It's huge.
It's
a nice dick.
penis.
So, but he does have this star power a little, and I've seen a lot of celebrities and others. I'm like, wow, you seem so normal. Yeah, but with him, you're like, oh,
I get it.
But now I wonder if that's not a star power. I noticed, but like
Predatory.
sometimes people that are so narcissistic and
Narcissistic.
kind of it's like that. Because I also believe, probably you do too, Hannah, since you believe in universe. I believe in energy, and it's like, so it's that energy I'm reading, and my old codependent self is like, oh, big energy, that means I should love you, instead of that's narcissism.
He's
and you're drawing
100%.
me in.
He's a
I'm
user.
someone who dates. I date narcissists in the past.
Yeah.
And it's my current boyfriend said it's my favorite word to use. He's like, narcissist. But it's true, because once you realize it, it's like Marilyn Manson.
Oh.
They are
Oh,
apparently
yes.
he's so charming, larger than life. When you're around them, they make you feel like you're
Yeah.
so lucky to be with them. They give you those little bits of attention, and then
Yeah.
you realize, like, this is a sick, like,
Yeah.
manipulative spiral I'm in, and you're actually a loser who hates themselves.
The flip side of charming and really, really is predatory. And it flips like that
Wow.
really quickly.
Wow.
Well, when I was
That was a good
that
one.
was a
The flip
really
side.
good one.
Poodle, even a blind squirrel finds a nut. That was good.
But it is. I mean, it's serious. We that's what we're gonna have a merch soon with a blind
We gotta
squirrel
get
with a nut in
I
its
love
mouth.
that. I love that.
But no, it's seriously it's something that I, in my 20s and even my early 30s, where I fell for predatory people who wanted to take my energy and just like. I could feel them like sucking away at it.
A therapist once referred to that to me as energy vampires.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
And
it is.
I was just like, oh my God, that.
Like
Yes.
they said, if you feel like more tired after hanging out with someone and the person isn't giving you energy, it is them taking your energy.
Yeah.
You know, those friends are just exhausting
Yeah.
after, those guys who you were like, well, that conversation was brutal. Sometimes it's
And
them.
it's not even relationships. Do you know how many times I was a man of honor at one of my friends' wedding, who just was a bridezilla, and I did everything? And it wasn't until I spent like thousands of dollars at this location wedding. It was like in Napa in the
Location
vineyards,
weddings.
and all she gave me was a T-shirt and a baseball cap as a thank you gift.
oh.
And I went, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah, just those kind of people.
So I want to say, for a lot of your listeners, it's not just relationships
others.
of like significant others.
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
people in
relationship
general.
sometimes with our friends.
It's
I
so
hope
true.
Elizabeth kind of realizes in the next 2 years that she's probably got a lot of trauma and she needs to work through what she's.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Oh,
she's
for
been through.
sure.
Me too.
For sure.
Okay, our next story. Shailene Woodley is dating Aaron Rodgers. How do we feel about that
Wow.
as a couple?
I did not know that one, but interesting. As
Oh,
long
so-
as she doesn't have the same haircut that she had on Big Little Lies this past season, we'll be fine.
Right? I love Big Little Lies. I didn't
Oh.
really love the last season though. There's like I was super excited for Meryl Streep to be on it, but I just didn't I don't know.
The role wasn't exactly right for her.
Right.
She tried to make it what she did, and she did have some great lines, but it was less drag queen than she wanted. You know, it was less
I have a lot of opinions on Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, wow, I'd
As someone
love to
who
hear
went to
them.
school in Wisconsin, he's a Packer.
Go Badgers.
He's a Packer.
And I was looking on my phone at the 8. So Shailene is 29 and he's like 37, right?
So he conveniently goes from, Olivia Wilde to the last
Olivia Munn.
Sorry, Olivia Munn, and then to the race car driver,
Danica Patrick.
and then to I don't do words.
But
or
this is
names.
why I'm here.
Same,
This is
same,
what-
Hannah.
I do what Paige does to you for Matt. So yeah.
Hannah will sometimes be like, "Hey, you know that song? It goes do do do," and I'm like, "Yup."
You're like, yeah, that's Grenade by Bruno Mars. Yeah.
yeah. Jay, I was like, one time I told Jake, I said, "Who's that actress who always plays bitchy blonde roles?" And he said, "That's a terrible description, and I know who you're talking about."
And it
I was
was
like, Missy Pyle. It's Missy Pyle. It's Missy Pyle.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Anna. Go ahead.
Okay, allegedly, Aaron Rodgers, there's a lot of drama because, his brother was on The Bachelor and he wouldn't get involved in it because the families don't talk anymore. And then there's always the, beard comments that,
Yeah,
all
there
these
are a
girls
lot.
are, a lot that he was, dating his assistant. And there's something about him I don't trust.
Okay.
What you're reading now, I have there in the gay world, there are quite a lot of comments about Aaron Rodgers, and the assistant and he have been close for about over 10 years. And
Yeah.
it's this very, very and he's denied everything about it, of course. But yeah, if you look at the women he's chosen, they all have quite beard potential.
What makes a beard potential?
They're kind of right in the middle of, sometimes, or they're trying to get to the next level of fandom. And they seem kind of harmless.
What's her
Katie
name?
Holmes is the ultimate.
Katie Holmes.
Back then was the ultimate beard. Because she was trying to get to a different step in her career. She's lovely, and she probably at that point she seems harmless enough.
Do they know they're good beards? Is their agent calling hey,
think
you'd
there's-
be perfect for this?
I'm sure there's a beard vetter
I
out
think
there.
that's happened. I think that's happened. I think probably.
For sure.
I think in the obviously in the 50s and 60s, like Cary Grant and all these people that were obviously.
beard, Mister.
Yeah, I got you. I got you some tits. They're gonna look great on you.
You can suck all the dick
wow,
you want.
if my agent doesn't call me in the next week with someone I can be a beard for, I'm cutting it off. Absolutely.
Paige, you are single now. This could be your new calling.
Paige, I'm going to tell you now, you've got huge beard potential. I think because you can
you.
kind of divorce, you can be friends with someone. You're fine being arm candy. You're trying to, and it's you're easy. I'm telling you, think
You
about
get
that as a
easily
career
distracted
path.
by clothes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Easily.
Yeah.
What's next, Paige?
Oh, let's talk about Marilyn Manson. Now,
Yep.
Yeah.
he's a real sociopath. So I was
Yeah.
reading an article this morning, and he had written an autobiography, which I didn't know, but why would I know that, and he planned someone's murder, and he writes that in the autobiography, and he goes to this woman's house the night he's about to murder her, and he brings a friend to help him. He was going to burn her house down. And he gets spooked because there was a homeless guy on the street trying to sell them drugs, and he gets nervous because there's all sirens at on another street for whatever, and then he says, "I've actually told too many people that I hate this woman so much, and I don't want to do it." But he planned a murder.
I also have to say this. The only thing that's scarier than Marilyn Manson full makeup is Marilyn Manson with no makeup. Because I was Googling that this
right?
morning. It is scary.
He's had so many facial alterations to be a certain way. Yeah.
It's like Ichabod Crane got by Beverly Hills Housewife.
Ichabod Crane.
It's very weird. And so this is what I want to say. And I don't mean this as women should know, because Evan Rachel Wood, I love what she posted. I don't mean this. But I read this and I went,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, it's even Paige, what you just said about murder. I was like, it's Marilyn Manson. It's like when with like our past president, people are like, "Oh, he's a narcissist." I went,
Yeah.
Yeah, where's the
tracks,
lie?
like,
Where's
this-
the lie, though?
"Yeah." Whereas this all makes sense to me. It's not that women should know, and I don't mean that as women
Yeah.
should know better.
Right.
They said
but
he
I
was
actually
very
w-
charming and like larger than life.
Yeah,
that kind
But
of
what
And
Poodle
again,
just said, charming.
Predator. It's
And-
that far from being a predator sometimes.
Jeffrey Dahmer was charming.
Yep.
Have you,
You know,
seen
and
pics
so-
of a young Jeffrey Dahmer, y'all?
He was
Shit.
hot.
Yes, adorable.
Yeah.
That first 2 seasons of True Blood were charming, and then that last season was a piece. I'm still angry at True Blood. God, I
Vampires are
just
so hot. Sorry.
It goes back to that whole thing of what Maya Angelou says. I think it's who's people show you who they are when you first
And
meet
believe
them.
them.
Believe them. And so it's like what you were saying, Hannah, about Armie Hammer. That's your gut. That's like that spiritual or scientific, energetic part of you, that id brain that is saying that same thing that told us thousands
brain,
of billions
yeah.
of years ago to say, oh, that's a saber-toothed tiger. I need to run. And so that's that part of ourselves that's going, woo, woo. So
But it's
listen
so
to that.
easy to ignore it and be like, he's
Yes.
famous.
Yeah.
He's tall. My friend likes him.
It's to a point where Evan Rachel Wood, you can tell with her acting choices, she wants to challenge herself, and she wants things. She doesn't want a normal career path. I guarantee you, she doesn't want a normal relationship. So when she finds someone who challenges her, that is someone where she thinks she sees growth. Instead of finding
Wow.
someone who's challenged her,
You just read her
Yeah.
for Phil.
and instead of someone who's challenged her, she's found someone who's basically menaced her. And again, these are
It's a thin line.
two
a
sides
thin
of the
line.
same coin. You just have to have either people in your life, or and this happens. These people can cut you off from the good people in your life, because if you have good people in your life, they will tell you when you start heading toward the dark side. And abusers and predators will try to remove these people from your life or extricate you from them.
Hannah and I have moms who have both broken up with boyfriends for us.
Perfect.
Yep.
And it's
Great mothers.
Like,
Yep.
Great mothers.
in the process, I was like, this is so embarrassing. And I'll never forget, I think I was like 19, maybe 20, and my mom locked me in my room for a full summer and was like, you...
Close your legs
Literally
and sit down.
Rapunzel. And she was like, you're never seeing this guy again.
Yeah.
And if I have to lock you in this room for a year, like I will. And it was the best thing ever. I mean, I walked out that 3 months later, got the hottest boyfriend ever, and I was like, who is she?
I do have to say, if you ever feel embarrassed to say something that happened with your significant other to like a good friend, listen to that. Like if you're like,
that's a sign.
That's a sign. Like I remember I stopped telling my mom stuff about one of my relationships, and then one day I just word vomited, and that's when she goes, "Yeah, you're not going to his house."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "But I told him I go tonight," and he go, "You're calling him up, or you're saying you're never gonna see him again."
If you're keeping things from all your friends, or you don't want to tell them, we just did a show called Bling Empire on Netflix, and that horrendous abusive relationship between Kelly and Andrew. Every woman who's ever kind of felt in like she was in even a verbally abusive relationship went, boom, that's what that is. And we saw it just because we're queer people, and we're saying, oh, that's abusive. Get her out of that. But she would not tell her friends. She's like, I don't want to be judged.
And it's kind of crazy. I feel like it's more common than you would think. I've talked to my guy friends about this so many times, and I'm just like, yeah, like you get in an abusive relationship. And they're like, what are you talking about, though? And I'm like, I am telling you, every single girl has been in, whether it was physical, mental, or emotional, or all of them, has been in one. And it was like their minds were blown. I was like, I've had at least 3.
I think a lot of the guys don't know that they are being abusive.
Right. That's true, but in the same way, they don't know that they're being that way. But it's this dynamic between men and women, that kind of controlling aspect, and guys need to be called on it by women, and especially by other men.
Yes.
Yeah.
Preach.
You've heard us talk about Roback before, but it's obvious that we love all of their stuff. Their new Clarity half zip hoodie and jogger set is perfect to do everything in: travel, lounge on the couch, run errands. It's an effortlessly versatile matching set that you've all been searching for. This holiday season, you can elevate yours and your loved one's wardrobe with winter essentials from Roback. Their Riviana fleece pullover is the perfect cropped pullover, has kind of a looser fit, but perfect, cozy, and chic. Whether you need gifts this holiday season or you need warm layers for yourself, you can use code GIGGLY for 20% off your first purchase through the end of the week. That's 20% off hoodies, joggers, dresses, and more with code GIGGLY. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Holidays on the house at DraftKings Casino. With the season's offerings, you'll unwrap everything you wished for, from table games and jackpots to a slot at the top of everyone's list. Jingle bells, power reels. DraftKings is offering a warm welcome to new players with $100 instantly in casino credits with just a $10 wager. Plus, everyone can get in on the action with a holiday reward every week. So sign up with code GIGGLY because the holiday cheer is here, only on DraftKings Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus. Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Opt-in required. Casino credits are non-withdrawable and expire in 168 hours. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. It's almost that time of year where we're going to start thinking about our New Year's resolutions. And if one of yours is to crack down on your budget, then you need Rocket Money. Rocket Money's customized budgets help you better understand your finances and help you stay on track to meet your goals. They can track how many transactions you make each month, and you'd be shocked to learn that the average U.S. consumer makes about 70 payments per month. There's no way you can keep track of that all yourself. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that empowers you to save more, spend less, and take control of your financial life. With Rocket Money, you can see all of your checking, savings, credit cards, and investments in one convenient place, allowing you to understand your spending trends. And Rocket Money has over 5 million happy members and has saved its users over $1 billion across all of the app's features. Rocket Money will even negotiate lower bills for you, and sometimes by up to 20%. Saving money on a cell phone bill or cable bill and not having to deal with customer service, it's a dream come true. So let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Get Rocket Money today at rocketmoney.com/giggly squad. That's rocketmoney.com/giggly squad. rocketmoney.com/giggly squad.
This Black Friday, give yourself the gift you truly deserve. Glowing, youthful skin with Medik8. Right now, enjoy 30% off site-wide during our Black Friday sale at Medik8. Medik8 combines cutting-edge science with luxury, using powerful ingredients like liquid peptides to deliver real results. Imagine looking in the mirror just 7 days after starting liquid peptides and seeing smoother, more youthful skin. Friends and family will notice the change, but most importantly, you'll notice. That's the transformative power of Medik8. Every Medik8 product is dermatologist recommended and rigorously tested so you can feel confident choosing what's best for your skin. Don't miss out. This 30% off Black Friday sale is only available online through December 3rd at medik8.us. That's MEDIK and the number 8.us. Shop now before it's gone.
Okay, I have one last story, and this is like a fun one, so we'll end it like
Yay.
something
Okay.
light.
We're lightening it up.
There's not cannibalism in this one.
Selma Hayek is honored that Hilaria Baldwin would want to be Spanish.
I read this.
She says she does not care.
Wait, why are we still talking about Alaria?
So we all create our own characters in life. She doesn't think that she should be canceled. And she's like, why wouldn't people want to be Spanish? We are the coolest. And I agree.
Except Selma Hayek, is an actress and plays characters in her life. Ilaria is a lunatic.
I love that you pronounce her name like that, though, all the time.
Ilaria.
Hilaria?
I mean,
Hilaria.
let's be honest.
Yeah.
Hilaria Baldwin, as Hannah just said, is a lunatic.
No, for sure.
She's for someone
But
to
again-
pretend that extreme way is the worst form of like tokenism ever.
But like Alec Baldwin, he's crazy, and we've known that. So are we fully surprised? Like he said, I've kind of canceled him a long time ago. He said very homophobic things. Like they're a problematic couple.
Wait, was Alec Baldwin the one, or is this Mel Gibson? Who's the one that called their daughter years ago and left that crazy
Alec
voicemail?
Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin.
He
You little
but because
pig.
he's-
Alec
vile
Baldwin
little
did
pig.
for her. Was that Penelope Cruz?
No, he wanted-
I
No,
want
that
to
was
say yes.
He wanted to date Salma Hayek, but I don't think she would. And also, Salma Hayek is like married to a billionaire, isn't she?
Yeah, why is she even talking on it? She doesn't have to.
No, she doesn't.
You know what it might have been? It might have been the regular Hollywood response of someone asked her in an interview. She's like, "Yeah, it's fine. Do whatever you want. It's like
Yeah.
whatever. You know, I don't want to offend
Yeah.
anybody. You know." So maybe it was.
It
one
was
of
on
those.
Andy Cohen's podcast.
Oh.
So it was
Andy getting the tea as he does.
getting the tea.
I also want to talk about this new website that people are promoting on Instagram called feetfinder.com. Have we seen this, you guys?
No.
So it's like an organized place for people to sell their foot pics in like a safe way.
Love it.
Oh my God, I'm totally doing this because every single guy I've ever, apparently I have beautiful, beautiful feet, which is ironic because I hate feet. I used to swim in socks when I was a little kid back in Oklahoma. I also swam in a shirt.
That was because he was cold.
Mama, I don't want to take my shirt off in front of all these kids. I'm cold. Yes,
Yeah.
it's like Oklahoma. Matthew, it's 110. I don't care, Mama. I'm chilly. Anyway, being a fat kid. So good for them. I might sell my feet.
And I checked out the website too. Basically, like the pics are blurry, and the guy or the girl has to pay money to see your pics, and you set a rate, and there's like
Wow.
profiles.
I mean,
100%
go get
doing
yours.
this.
I'm
Yeah.
saying go get yours. What if What if no one pays for your pics?
No, I know that, y'all. I've had men like want me to put my feet, their toes, and their butthole. I mean, I have people freak out about, and I'm not into it at all. But I'm like, sure, get yours, just as long
Yeah.
as you when we're done with this. Foot
So when someone has a foot fetish, it's not just during like when they're hanging out with you. Do they try to like hold your foot?
Paige's face right now looks like she just discovered oxygen. Just like
It was
what?
the toe and the asshole for me.
Yeah.
Like that really threw me for a
Same.
loop. Really
I
threw
made
me.
that face when I was doing it, but you know what?
That's the thing, Paige. I was shocked too.
I'm almost offended that no one has ever asked me that. You know, like who am I sleeping with that they haven't looked at my feet and been like, stick this right up there?
I mean, I feel like the toes actually have a lot of nerves, and like once
Yeah.
a guy sucked my toe, and I was like, "This is what a blowjob feels like."
Yeah, it was hot.
Like
When-
it,
when
it was hot, so
yeah.
I could see it actually feeling good going in their butt.
It felt fine to me. But again,
I think I'd be
if
looking the
that's
other
what
way and filing my nails.
Yeah, if that's what you want, that's fine. I'll go get a pedicure though and sell it.
When people have a foot fetish, though, do they like try to like cuddle with your foot, or they're like trying not to look at your feet?
Or
like,
is it
boobs,
only
like-
during, is it all day or?
That's a
Oh.
good question. Because if a foot is this organ to you,
This is what keeps me up at night.
yeah,
I've had both. I've had people I've dated some guys that like if we were just kind of hanging out a little bit, like watching TV, like they're rubbing my feet, but they have a huge erection.
Interesting.
yeah.
So it's just like, I had one guy that like, I could not do
You
this.
have all the freaky deeks.
I know.
I'm just
one guy
like-
wanted me to he was like, take a picture and come on your feet. And I couldn't like aim very well. So I just got conditioner and put it on my toes. And he was like, that's hot.
I just liked Hannah going.
I never played sports. I'm not good at hitting a target. Don't ask me.
Oh my God, you guys are the best. Where can people follow you, listen to you, watch you? Give us the goods.
We used to be 90 Day Gays. Now we're Reality Gays. You can find us at realitygayspodcast.com.
We
And you
love a
can
rebrand.
Yes, and you can
Well,
find us.
Discovery was going to sue us. For
Discovery
being
Network
90
said we're going to take everything you have.
So that will do it.
So respectfully.
That'll do it.
Instagram is Reality Gays Podcast. Twitter is Reality Gays Pod.
And you can find us at Reality Gays anytime, anywhere you get your podcasts.
Thank you guys so much. This was so fun.
Gigglers, leave us a review. Tell us how you like us having guests, because I feel like this was the most I've giggled in a long time.
Leave them a review, and when you leave them a review, put 5 stars and write something. Just don't put the stars. You gotta write. We always tell people, if you don't know what to say, just write "Keep Going Queen." So if you want to leave a review for Giggling Squad, just put "Keep Giggling Queens."
Yeah, Giggling Queens
with the list.
Yes.
Thank you so much for giggling with us, you guys. Paige. What? Literally say anything to end it with us.
Paige is just pretty. She was literally thinking about like, my tits look great today.
I was thinking like, should I go on Feet Finder? You know, like, should I get a couple extra coins?
Feet Finder profile.
Yeah, in my head I have my profile.
Come at me and we'll set it up together, Paige.
Yay.
Thanks for giggling with us,
This is
guys.
so much fun, guys.
Bye.